Hey there guys, Mooky here, and I'm back with another part of What If Izuku Had Ludger's Powers. This is part 8. In the last part, Izuku basically passed his battle training with Jude and also became class rep, thanks to with him wanting to vote for Ida, but Ida voted for him and him becoming class rep. But soon, Jude actually feeling suspicious about how the media got on campus, with them heading to the USJ for rescue training. However, this is when the League of Villains infiltrated the off-campus facility. Anyway, with that said, let's get into this. Once all the villains were seen by everyone in Class 1A, Aizawa was planning on heading down there to take out at least a couple of the villains before Izuku saying, "Wait, Mr. Aizawa, you can't fight them all on your own," and saying, your quirk is made for one-on-one combat, or at least, and you can cancel off a couple of people's quirks and take them out pretty quickly. However, you would get dry eye is just as fast. You can't do this alone, as Izuku already has one of his swords in his hand. As Aizawa saying, "Kresnik, you really think I can't handle this all by my own? If you really think that, then you have a long way to go before you're ready to be a hero." As Izuku saying, "Wait, what? In this business, even an old dog needs to learn to adapt." As he already has his goggles on and jumps down from. As soon he uses his erase quirk to erase a couple of villains, as he uses binding scarf and smashing them together before kicking the other one. But soon seeing this, 13 asks everyone to head back to exit as soon as possible. And soon Jude saying, "Just like thought, I knew something like this was going to happen, given the events of yesterday." With Mio saying, "You knew this was going to happen, Jude? How?" Saying, "Remember what happened yesterday? How the media got in? It must have been one of the villains down there. They had to create a diversion for them to get here, after all. To know that we would be here. And it looks like they're mostly after All Might, and he's not here." After saying all that, Izuku saying, "Jude's right. Everything seemed like it was pretty planned out yesterday, and it was really unnatural. And now we know." So, soon after, Bakio saying, "Why the heck are we just standing here? We gotta take care of those villains." Or Kirishima saying, "Yeah, we can't just sit here and do nothing. That's not what a man would do." As 13 saying, "Hold it, you two. You can't step in. Not only that the two of you are too young, you also don't have a quirk license. Plus, you don't know what those villains are capable of." With Bakio saying, "Doesn't matter. We'll just have to prove that we're better. That's all." As soon, a black mist begins engulfing everyone in front of Class 1A, as saying, "Pardon me. My name is Kurogiri. I am also a member of the League of Villains. We came here to bring an end to All Might, but it seems he's not here. What a shame, I do say so." As soon saying this, 13 planned on using her black hole quirk to immobilize the villain, Kurogiri. However, both Bakugo and Kirishima jumped in before she could even use it, with Bakugo's huge explosion and Kirishima believing that his attack made a dent in the mist villain, with Bakugo saying, "Huh, is that all you got? What makes you think that they're dangerous?" With Kurogiri saying, "Oh my, looks like UA students do live up to the hype after all. However, you should take your teacher's advice more often when you underestimate your opponents." With Izuku saying in his mind, "Wow, even villains are lecturing Bakugo. Now that's a first." Finishing his thought, soon he's engulfed by an entire black mist, being Kurogiri. As soon all that's left is darkness. With Izuku soon is now falling in the air. As he sees where he's falling, he soon lands in a huge body of water. As he thinks, "You gotta be kidding me. Seriously, they just dropped me in water like this?" As he looks around, he sees somebody basically swimming underwater, as it looks like a hammerhead shark, but it seems like it's a villain. As Izuku sees this, he tries to swing at the villain with his sword, and he does. However, the villain basically catches his blade with his teeth, and is saying, "Damn it, you gotta be kidding me!" And soon, he begins seeing cracks through his blade, with Izuku panicking. As soon after, two feet began kick the villain that Izuku was fighting against, as he sees that it's Tsuyu Asui, with her saying, "Don't worry, Kresnik, I got you." With her sticking her tongue and grabbing Izuku and sending him up to the surface of the water where he can catch his breath now, with Tsuyu now coming up, as she's saying, "Hang on, let me help you out again, Midoriya." And she brings out her tongue again and lifts Izuku onto the top of the boat. As she's saying, "Thanks, Asui," with her saying, "Call me Sue." Saying, "Yeah, right, Sue, sorry about that." As he scratches his hair, soon he notices somebody else on the boat, as that being Mila, saying, "Mila, you're here too?" With her saying, "Yeah, I'm fine." With him noticing, as he soon notices her, he begins blushing, as saying, "You gotta be kidding me." With saying, "What? What's your problem?" Saying, "Nothing, just nothing." As he shakes his head to basically clear his thoughts, he soon turns around and looks at the two girls, as he tells them, "It looks like there are villains here as well. Given if that's the case, there'll most likely be villains all over the USJ right about now." With Mila asking, "So what's the plan now? I mean, I can probably take all these guys down easily." Is Izuku saying, "I can do the same too. However, unfortunately, my quirk goes on a time limit." With Tsuyu saying, "If that's the case, I think we should explain our quirks and see what we can do in this situation." With both Mila and Izuku nodding their heads in agreement. Being the one who suggested it, Tsuyu goes first, as she explains that her quirk is called Frog, as she has all the abilities and properties of a frog. With Izuku thinking that her quirk really is useful, especially in underwater combat like this. Mila soon explains what her quirk is, as she says that my quirk is called Four Elements. I can basically draw on the elements of both fire, water, wind, and earth. However, I can't use both at the same time unless special, restrictions are basically active. And it's saying, "Wait, restrictions? What do you mean?" Saying, "It's complicated." As Izuku soon remembers, "Alright, she was able to use all four elements in the entrance exam and destroyed a 0-pointer like it was nothing. But it seems she could have done that during battle training a couple days ago, and yet she didn't. I guess that must be the reason." As soon both girls begin waiting on Izuku, as they knock him out of his train of thought, is saying, "Oh right, my quirk is called Chromatics. With this pocket watch, I'm able to transform into my Chromatics form, where I'm using a spiritual type of my spiritual weapon. It's called the Lance of Kresnik. In that form, I have superhuman strength, speed, durability, and other abilities too, but I haven't accessed them yet because I just got my quirk this last year." As saying this, Mila's saying, "So basically, you're still trying to figure out your own damn quirk. Tsuyu's quirk is most likely the best choice, but however, she has her limits depending on how many villains there are out there. And my quirk is pretty useful, but only if I go all out, which unfortunately I can't. After saying that, Izuku's saying, well, I think there is one way we can do this, but it's going to cost us quite a bit. And she's saying, what? Mila, you said that you can't use your full access of your quirk right now. So, why don't we give you time? Saying, like, what kind of time? Because my quirk is restricted due to circumstances. As Mila says this with her head turned. As Izuku saying, I can get that. The reason my quirk manifested last year is because it's a family tradition. Normally, the pocket watch is a catalyst for our quirks. If we awaken our quirks earlier, we could destroy ourselves or the people around us. That's the reason. So whatever limiters you have, I know you can get past them easily, right? As Mila is surprised and shocked with her saying, okay, fine. I just need a little time. After that, what are you going to do? As saying, Suyu, you think you could hold on to me for at least a little bit and then grab Mila with your tongue, saying, sure. So, what's the plan? As Izuku began laying down the plan for them. But soon, the villains began getting really restless as they began toying with the three heroes in training, basically calling them cowards and chickens and all that. As a little time goes by, Izuku and Suyu are able to feel a huge influx of energy coming from Mila, saying, there she goes. Looks like she's able to get past that supposed limiter she had. As she's saying, I'm going to need the two of you to basically step back. As she soon comes near to the boat, as both of them basically stand back. And she's nearing the edge, and soon jumps into the air. As it almost looks like she's actually defying gravity for a bit. As four colorable circles began coming around her, and one on the top, one on the left, one on the right, and one on the bottom. As she begins putting in certain hand signs, as she says, Elemental Mastery! As energy-like projectiles began hitting each and every one of the villains inside of the water. As the attacks hit them, they began becoming unconscious, with Izuku saying, now's the time, Sue, saying, right, as she grabs Izuku and jumps as high as she can, far away from the shipwreck zone. Soon, Mila begins losing most of her energy and begins falling, with soon something wrapping around her waist, being Suyu's tongue. And then, they were able to escape the shipwreck zone. After that, they land somewhere nearing the center of the USJ, but still landed in the water, but only in the shallow end. With Izuku saying, nice work, Mila, I knew you could do it. As she just doesn't say anything and just puts a thumbs up, with Izuku basically smiling a little bit. After that, Izuku noticed something else that was kind of, uncomfortable. However, he basically ignores it and tries to head back to the entrance, with Mila trying to catch her breath after what she just did. She soon tries to go after Izuku, saying, what the heck are you doing, Izuku? Saying, what is it obvious? I'm heading back to the entrance and see if I can help out Mr. Aizawa. As saying, what are you going to do? There are tons of villains there. There are tons of villains everywhere, Mila. Don't you get it? With the two began arguing about what they should do, with Izuku wanting to help out their teachers and fellow classmates, and Mila wanting to stand by and see if they can find any weaknesses with the villains and try and take them down from there, instead of just rushing in without a plan. As Suyu sees this and doesn't really say anything, As Izuku saying, fine, if you just want to stay here and watch our classmates, our teachers, basically get murdered by villains, be my guest. I'm not just gonna sit here and do nothing. That's not the kind of person I am. And I expected better from you, Mila, of all people. As soon, Mila's saying, you don't know anything about me. Yeah, because you don't let people in. I want to know everything about you, but you always shut yourself off. And when you do want to explain yourself, or do want to talk about things, you always just become cryptic, and don't say anything else about it. So, do what you want. I know what I'm going to do. As Izuku runs as fast as he can, almost looking like a blur, almost, with Mila clenching her fist, saying, that idiot. As she looks at Tsuyu, saying, hey, Sue, you're coming or what? Saying, sure, why not? As the two girls run after Izuku. As Izuku is close to the entrance, as he soon gets behind a little bit of debris, as he sees that 13 is out of commission with one of the students, being Ida, is gone alongside Jude. After that, he also sees his homeroom teacher, Aizawa, as his elbow looks like his skin has been removed off of it, and all there is nothing but muscle. With Izuku thinking, damn it, this is the reason why I wanted to help! As he pulls out both his swords and planning on going after them, with soon getting grabbed by his tie and pulled back, saying, who the hell are... As he sees Mila and her long blonde hair as ever, saying, Mila, I gotta make sure that you don't die either, idiot. As he sees Tsuyu as well, saying, we're here for you too, Kresnik. Don't forget that. As Izuku saying, thanks. Plus, you can call me Izuku, Tsuyu, since you want me to call you Sue after all. Saying, sure. With that, Izuku saying, guess you're right, Mila. We do need to take some time and think about this. If we don't, there's a chance that as soon Izuku, as a huge gust of wind coming from the entrance, as it looks like Jude and Ida came back with with two other figures showing up, being not just All Might, but also Gaius as well. And in his hands being a massive katana, as saying, whoa, you gotta be kidding, All Might and the King are here. What are they? As soon, All Might saying, students, never fear, because I am here. As soon, Gaius doesn't say anything as he walks past his students, saying, and his co-worker, 13, you were careless, you know that, right? And the same also goes for you, Aizawa. As Aizawa saying, what are the two of you? With Jude saying, I went to talk to you guys. Knowing that you didn't listen to me, Mr. Aizawa, there was the next person I could have listened to. That being Mr. Gaius, of course. Saying, Jude's not the kind of person to basically go on just a bit of hunches. After all, I'm the one who recommended him to UA, even if it was through the entrance exam. And I was already with All Might when he came to me, alongside Ida as well. So, now, which villain wishes to stand in the way of the king? As a couple of villains didn't even know who Gaius was, as they just rushes at him with just a single swing. They were sent flying. As even Shigaraki was impressed, as he thinks, so this is what you would see in a top-ranked pro that isn't just All Might. As All Might was there right next to Gaius, as a couple of villains that were basically coming to them were knocked back with with nobody not even knowing how. Even Izuku saying, guess there's nothing to worry about now, but the two of them helping out. As Izuku stops himself, he soon remembers All Might's injury as he realizes, oh no. As he thinks, I gotta go help. With Mila saying, wait, what are you talking about? There's nothing to worry about with the two of them. All Might's gonna die if I don't. As he repairs his blades and rushes at Shigaraki and Kurogiri alongside the Nomu as well. Before anybody can notice Izuku, Shigaraki begins saying, so, the main boss and a side boss arrive. Just what I've been waiting for. As saying, Nomu, kill them both. As soon, All Might saying, guys, let me handle this. I believe I can take them down easily. Saying, you also forget that you were still coming back after using your quirk for an entire day? You're still recuperating after all. So I'll handle this for mine. As soon, the Nomu's fist was coming close to Gaius' face. As soon he blocks it with his sword, but soon is put on his knees, saying, damn, he is strong. I guess I can't underestimate this guy after all. As soon, its arm was soon cut off, as saying, wait, how did, as Izuku was the one to cut it off with his swords, as Kurogiri saying, what? How did, with Kurogiri seeing Izuku saying, I believe it was that boy with the green hair, with Shigaraki saying, you gotta be kidding me. Just a minor NPC did that? Ugh, doesn't matter. He has regeneration quirk after all. With Izuku gets in a battle stance again, as he says, I won't let you hurt All Might. You have to get past me if you want to hurt him. As All Might saying, young Midoriya, what are you doing? You can't step in, as saying, I have to. As he puts away his swords on his side, and soon pulls out his pocket watch, as he puts it in front of him, and soon transforms with his arms changing and his hair and changing color to white. And his double-bladed spear, the lance of Kresnik, appears as he rushes at the Nomu, stabbing it in the gut, and then kicking him away, with Shigaraki saying, what? How the hell did he? With Izuku heading back to the Nomu, as he jumps into the air and then prepares to drop onto the Nomu and stabs him and tries to stab him again through the gut, hoping that if he would pass out from the intense pain. However, the Nomu was able to grab Izuku's lance, with Izuku shocked saying, wait, he was able to catch me in midair? How did? And then sends him flying to nearing the center of the USJ, with All Might saying, young Midoriya, no! As Gaius was already close to head to the Nomu too, and then cuts off his torso, with the Nomu's upper body began falling off, as All Might saying, Gaius, what are you doing? What would the children, think about the children, saying, we don't have time to be acting like saints, All Might. This villain is trying to hurt our students. You can't keep thinking as a good guy after all. Some measures must be taken to make sure that others are safe. Is this really you talking, Gaius? Or is this the old you? As he just scoffs off All Might's question, before the Nomu began growing another torso, growing legs, and then grabbing Gaius by the head, saying, damn it, how the hell did he? As he feels like his head was about to be crushed before he cuts off the Nomu's arm that he was crushing him with. And soon tries to catch his breath, is thinking he must have his regeneration. A regeneration quirk alongside super strength as well? That's insane. That's unnatural. As All Might thinking, he has multiple quirks. Is that the only person that has that is soon Izuku comes back from the center as he thrust his spear into the Nomu's chest, saying, I thought going easy on you would actually help. I guess I had to put more pain through you so you can pass out. As he stabs him square in the chest, hoping to puncture one of his lungs and force him to pass out. But instead, the Nomu grabs Izuku by the torso and begins crushing him as Izuku stabs him in the arm, but it does nothing, as he can feel him crushing him even more, with All Might saying, "Young Kresnik, no!" As Shigaraki says, "Don't move, All Might. Unless you want this kid to die, you would do exactly as I say." And the same also goes for you, the guy in the black trench coat. Yes, with guys saying, "Damn it, Kresnik, no." With Izuku struggling in pain, saying, "I can't. I don't want to die like this. I don't want All Might to die either. Not anyone. I won't let anyone die for me." As soon his body begins glowing a bright green. As soon Shigaraki says, "What?" With Izuku grabbing the Nomu's arms and with his bare hands basically crushes it to the point that he slams him to the ground and materialize his spear once again, stabbing the Nomu in the chest once more, as saying, "What the hell was that? What just happened?" With soon Izuku's appearance began to change, as not just his arms changed, but his chest as well. As soon it looked like he got a lot more buffer, and his hair was a more whitish color. As he looks at everyone else, and then he looks at the Nomu as it tried to grab for his spear with both his hands. He soon picks the Nomu up and then flings the Nomu nearing the center. As there, he soon grabs the spear once more, channeling all of his energy through the spear, and then throws it right at the Nomu's chest, with the spear disappearing, and soon multiple light blades began coming behind Izuku as he rushes right at the Nomu, still flying in the air, as he throws one of the blades, and then another, and another, and another, until all blades were inside of the Nomu, then jumps into the air, stabbing the Nomu again with the Lance of Kresnik, with him soon screaming out, "Mythical art! Form Destroyer!" As soon, it almost seems like something just cracked, something just shattered as well, as Izuku soon lands on the ground, with the Nomu spewing blood all over, and then landing in the center, as it tries to get up and tries to make it to Shigaraki, reaching its hand out, and soon, however, it's futile, with it landing face down on the ground, unable, not even responsive anymore, as Izuku saying, "How about that? How you like that?" As he smiles, but soon he begins realizing, wait, What if I done? He's not unconscious. I think I just killed him. As soon he drops his spear, it begins screaming, almost like bloody murder. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Please tell me what you guys think in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed it. Any rate, also check out my gaming channel, which is called Mooky Games, where I be live streaming and playing games just for the fun of it and relaxing from doing what ifs or other videos as well. So, if you feel like wanting to see me there, subscribe to that channel as well. Also, like, comment, and subscribe, which really helps out this channel too. Anyway, this is Mooky, signing out. Later.